just so you know, this is one of the best skits ever that's playing right now.
God damn it.
Yeah. We'll go back to it.
This week we do our 2024 recap of Great American Beer Fest. This is episode 147 of the Malting Hour.
What's the haps on the hops? Got yeast, that's beast. This the Malting Hour where we talk about our drink and tell you what we think every other week. And if we get drunk, well, we might slur our speech. Got the gift of gab, the friends you wish you had. Join us for a drink, join us for a laugh. Time is never wasted, where you getting wasted. The Malting Hour here, people take your places. People take your places. People take your home.
Welcome to the Malting Hour. I am one of your hosts, Tony Golick, joined always with
Brandon Winninger.
Brandon. How you feeling?
Good, actually, surprisingly.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Like, I'm going to be honest. I went a little harder than I thought I was going to go today.
Yeah, this was going to be a lighter day, but
It was the opposite.
yeah, and we
For me.
we didn't spend as much time at the fest today as we did yesterday. Yesterday we did pretty much the entire fest.
Yeah.
Because now it is Saturday afternoon. We were at the fest for a little over an hour, and then
By the fest, we are talking about the Great American Beer Festival here in Denver, Colorado.
yeah, so we are sitting in our hotel room and doing our recap.
Yeah, this has been so much fun. This is the first year we got to go to all three sessions. We tried to have a game plan. I think we did pretty well.
Yeah.
I will say that out of all 3 days, I feel like we hit up the most random breweries that we could think of. Or not think of it, just passed by.
Yeah.
Like, and tried a bunch of beers. And today was a lot more hits than misses.
Yeah, I agree. We went to an area that we had been to, but didn't sample as much stuff there. But then we just kind of like started running the gamut. And
Yeah, it was like it was the Prost area.
yeah.
Which, sorry, real quick. This year they separated things into different areas. There's the Fright, there's the Chill, there's the Game Day, there's the Prost. There is the... Did
you say Chill?
Yeah, I said Chill. Blast Off.
Yeah, Blast Off.
Area, yeah.
And then they still had their karaoke stage. They had bands playing. They had some German music in the Prost area. So, like, really well done. It is kind of funny because on the first day that we went, we just kind of ran through in the beginning because I always like to try to catch the bagpipers in the beginning. So we kind of cut through a lot of stuff following them and then realized we never really went back. And then I think it was yesterday, we're like, wait, I don't remember all this stuff. And we're like, oh yeah, this is the entrance that we came by and did not go to really again. Because Friday, I don't think we spent as much time there either. Or no, Thursday.
Thursday we didn't. Yeah, Thursday we spent an okay amount of time.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Friday, we spent the longest amount of time there. We went there a little later, I think we were able to get in 15 minutes early. It starts at 5:30. We ended up leaving here a little after 5:30, so we got there like a little around 6, and I think we left about 8:30.
Yeah.
So we were there for like 2.5 hours and tried a bunch of beers.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, and this whole trip has just been really fun. We got to hang out with a lot of the guys from Old Irving, which was expected, but I didn't expect us to hang out with them as much as we did.
Yeah.
And it's been a lot of fun. It has felt more like a vacation more than here we are for GABF.
Yeah.
But we also got in a lot of time and did a lot of things at GABF.
Yeah, we made sure to get in earlier on Thursday. You gave us some time to kind of get ready for the fest. And then Friday, it started off, we got invited again as part of the media to the Boston Beer Company and Dogfish Heads Beers and Brunch. And that's always, I don't want to say always, but this is our second time attending that. And it's just a super fun event, man.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Food was great. We got to sample some new beers from Sam Adams and Dogfish Head. One is their Sam Adams, which we'll crack into this one too. Sam Adams has a new American light, easy drinking lager, which to me is very tasty. And we got to hear Jim talk about it and what's going on with Sam Adams. And then the other one from Dogfish Head is called Covered in Nugs, which is a pale ale that is just a very nice well hopped pale ale that I really love.
Yeah, it's super good.
And a part of this is, we get to taste these beers and get to hear from Sam and Jim, and the food's great. And just like the last time we went, Brandon, we got to sample some Utopias.
We did indeed.
What do we have in front of us right now, buddy?
We have some Utopias.
How did we come about this Utopias?
Funny story.
I'm going to take a sip of it while you're talking about it.
While the event was wrapping up, they kind of ended it with Utopias, and they're offering roughly 1 ounce pours to people. And I was looking at they have a lot of bottles of it behind the bar, and I just suddenly got the idea. I was like, ooh, if I can get an empty bottle, I would like to take that back and make a lamp out of it.
Which Brandon has made a handful of lamps from other bottles and specialty beers. I actually have a Weller lamp from him, which I really do enjoy a lot.
So I had the idea of, I was looking for Jim, couldn't find Jim, so Sam from Dogfish was standing around, and I went up and I introduced myself to him, and I said, hey, you guys are pouring a lot of Utopias. Is it possible that I can get an empty bottle that I can make a lamp out of? And he's like, dude, come with me to the bar. And he was like, you're going to make a lamp? I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's awesome. He's like, they also make really good candle holders. So I was like, okay. So he went to the owner of the bar and said, hey, those bottles back there, can grab one for him. And the owner went back, grabbed a bottle, and handed it to us. And I got it, and we just took it and left. And then as we were leaving, I was thinking, I'm like, this bottle feels a little heavier than what an empty bottle should feel. And we got back to the hotel, opened it up, and it is probably more than halfway full.
Yeah, we were sloshing around. I tried looking with my flashlight on my phone, but we're drinking Utopias right now. So a very happy accident, and thank you, Sam, for making that happen.
Yeah, we tried to find, we were at the Dogfish Head station Friday. Was it Friday?
Yes, yesterday.
Yeah, so we tried to find him, and
everything's a blur.
Yeah, he was standing around. He was in the mix. He was pouring beers, and we didn't want to interrupt him because there was a lot of people in line that were chatting him up. So we're like, all right, we'll come back in a couple minutes and see if he's done. And we came back, and he was gone. But I did want to regale him with this story of how he accidentally gave me, a bunch of Utopias.
At least 2/3 of a bottle of Utopias. That's what we're sipping right now. And for those of you who don't know, I'm going to read a little description here of what Utopias is. They make Utopias to challenge the perception of what beer can be. This boundary-bending, barrel-aged beer blurs the line between beer and fine spirit. At 28% ABV, it's the badass of our brewery. Its reputation puts it on every beer drinker's bucket list. And this one in particular, it says there's an exciting cask finish to this release. I'm going to butcher this name. Pinu de Chautet. We'll go with that. Adds hints of honey and vanilla that envelop the palate, along with our traditional bourbon, ruby port, and cask. I don't know what that word is. Carcavelos. Cask which bring notes of peach, wine grapes, and a rich woodiness and vanilla. We also finish with scotch and peated whiskey casks. These casks impart an extremely subtle peaty smokiness, which rounds out the complexity of the overall blend. This drink's like a cognac to me.
Yeah, I would agree with that. We had a sample. We got.
That's really good. I just finished the small pour that you've poured for me.
So the event is nice, and they've got tables set up. You sit with random people, or you sit by yourselves. And we got visited. Do you remember the woman's name?
I think I still have that up. Yes, Cynthia Barnes.
Yeah, so Cynthia Barnes is a freelance writer, does travel, food, and wine type stuff, and she was covering the event as well. Taking a lot of notes, but we got the pleasure of sitting with her. And then at the end of the event, when we were trying the Utopia, she goes, "Oh, I need to try it." She took a sip of it, and she was like, "Whoa!" I don't think she realized that it was like a 28% beer. She goes, "This would be good in coffee." So she got herself a cup of coffee, just dumped the whole shot in there, and she was like, I love this. And Tony tried it and said it was definitely good. So if you're a fan of putting a little, kick in your coffee,
This might be the thing for you to do. If you can find a bottle of this, get it. It is pricey, but you will not drink this very fast. This is something, I don't think you will, at least. If you do, I'm impressed. But overall, it's something you kind of savor and hold on to.
Yeah, and we've talked about this before. The last bottle I had gotten was, I think, a 2010 bottle or 2011 bottle. And I got it, I think, probably in 2012 or 13. And I still might have a little bit left in there.
I think there's some left.
Yeah, there might be a small pour still left in there. So,
the fun thing about that day, being yesterday, was that shortly after that, we met up with the guys from Old Irving and headed over to
Casa Bonita,
which that is a meal and a show. That was a lot of fun. Thank you, Tim, from Old Irving, for including us in that reservation.
Dude, we lucked out.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
I am not a huge South Park fan. I used to be, so I only knew a little bit about this from reading stuff online.
Yeah.
This was quite the adventure. It was very cool. Very cool. Good food. Overall, good food.
Yeah.
The drinks were fantastic, though.
Yeah.
The double Paloma that I had was good.
Spicy Marg was good.
Yeah. Well, also, let's go back the night before real quick, where I did a shot of spicy tequila and was gonna die. Where did we go to? What's the name of the place?
We went to Illegal Pete's.
Legal Pete's,
in Denver.
as Brandon had dubbed it. If Chipotle was good. And he was not wrong, because that place was awesome.
Yeah.
And great service. And they had a special GABF meal for like $15 or $16,
Yep.
where you got the bowl and a house beer for that. So that was good.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, but the restaurant yesterday was that was so much fun. We got to sit by the divers, the cliff divers. We walked around the entire place. We got there at about 12:30. We were back at the hotel by 4.
Yeah.
That was a long time, and our meal only took us about maybe an hour to have. The food
Not
came
even
fast.
that, because they tell you have an hour to sit and then you've got to go. We were there. We were seated. We didn't get seated until closer to 1:00.
Sure.
And then we didn't get up from our seats till a little after 2, I don't think. But, we spent about an hour and a half walking around the place, and we bought some merchandise.
I got a cool new hoodie that I'm very excited to wear getting back to Chicago.
Yep, and I got some gifts to bring home to my family.
It's nice of you to
some
buy gifts for
friends.
people. I don't do that. I don't do that really.
And then
Just think about me.
Yeah. But it's crazy because they have there's face painting there. They have magicians in there. They have people doing balloon animals, and it's an experience in itself. So I do like the way that they some people might complain because the food portions they're not grand, but they will load you up on chips. They will load
and
you
the
up.
chips and salsa chips are homemade, and the salsa is fucking fantastic.
And I can't remember the name of those fried dough.
Oh God, covered in honey and they're so good.
Soprasettas or sopra whatever.
It's not supersada.
But anyways, those were fantastic, and those are unlimited too. So you could literally, if you finish your meal real quick, you could literally sit there and just start chugging. Slamming down these fried doughs covered in deliciousness.
So good.
But yeah, and then like Tony said, we got the table that was literally right next to where the cliff divers are. So we were kind of high up, so you don't get to see them from the front, but they were coming across. I think we'll probably put together a montage of some of the stuff from Casa Bonita as well.
Honestly, we don't normally do it for episodes, but I think we could probably edit the Instagram post where we just dump a whole bunch of photos in.
Yeah, no, I can
think
do
we'll that. Yeah, but yeah, that was awesome. It was so much fun. Walking around was fun. Some of the guys from Old Irving got face painting done. Brad and I then came back to the hotel. That's back to the motel. We decided, what would be responsible? Let's take a quick nap. And we did. And we just snuggled together in his bed. No, we have separate beds. We took a nap and headed off to the fest for day 2. I felt refreshed. I felt ready to go.
Yeah.
I feel like we really paced ourselves quite well this weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back into the fest and starting to walk around, and we thought, what better way to start, getting into things than to start randomly talking to people. We talked about wanting to do this before. We had never done it. We decided to stop some random people at the fest and asked them what they liked the most, what beers they liked.
Or breweries.
Yeah, breweries. Now, granted, everybody was having some drinks at this point, so we're doing all this on the fly. Here are we're gonna do this. This is brand new for us.
Yeah.
We're gonna drop in. Here's a handful of we stopped. Was it three groups of people?
Correct.
To talk to them about what they thought about the fest, and here's what some people had to say about GABF this year.
Okay, cool. I was gonna ask you what since you've been here, what is your favorite beer been?
Now you can officially ask.
Well, now I wanted to give him the heads up, man. I had to give him the heads up first. I can't just come at him. So, hi. We just want to know since you've been here today, what has been your favorite beer that you've tried?
It's for me. It's Cannonball Creek. That's my favorite.
Cannonball Creek.
What was the?
I can't remember that. It's their West Coast IPA, the Cannonball Creek.
Cannonball Creek.
I can't remember the name of it.
But that's been my favorite so far.
All right, right on.
Yeah.
How about you?
It was Avery, and I can't remember the name, but it was like, what was the name? Coconut. It had coconut in it. It was great.
The double coconut, I think. Okay. I had that. That was good.
What about you, sir? Favorite beer that you've had here so far, or most memorable?
Most memorable. I always love having my Melvin beer, so I love my 2x4.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. Also, I realized putting you guys on the spot at a beer fest, what was your favorite beer? Fuck it, I know. The one that tasted good. You guys want
It's hard to remember the names of them, right?
Yes. I took pictures of everything. I can't see shit. It's like, I'll remember that probably.
It's Cannonball Creek's flagship.
Okay.
And we've tried, we live in
Drank it
Denver,
so much.
and we drink a lot of West Coast IPAs. I do like some of the California beers, like Pizza Port.
Yeah,
The
Pizza Port's
Swami
good,
was
yeah.
awesome. The
Yeah, the
Swami was
Swami.
awesome. But still, right now,
Cannonball.
the Cannonball was still the best.
Thanks, because now I'll go check that out, so I appreciate
It's
it.
good.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for taking time.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Amanda.
Amanda. Thanks for taking time to talk with us. Just want to know, is there a beer or a brewery that stood out to you so far today? He said you're very opinionated. He walked away from the microphone.
Today?
Yeah.
I was here yesterday.
Oh, yeah, all 2 days. So far. So far, how about that?
My favorite ones are ones I actually knew before today. But I'm from this area, and I love Firestone.
You can say Firestone.
I love Firestone.
I just got the Bravissimo.
I got the same thing, and he got the
I'm a big
Noche.
fan.
And
I like brown ales the most. They're my favorite type of stuff.
Firestone turned me into a beer snob.
Really?
That's
awesome.
My first IPA.
Awesome.
Yep,
That's
Union
cool.
Jack. Still a massive fan.
Absolutely. It's good beer.
I love Schilling,
Okay.
the cider. I loved Three Floyds.
Oh, yeah.
And,
it's not far from, we're from Chicago. You have a list.
I
That's a
made
good
notes.
list. That's good.
The Boneyard Coconut Rum was amazing.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Is that the second time we've heard Boneyard now? I think so.
Strange Bird Earthborn Stranger,
Okay.
really good.
So you have an extensive list. Do you go back and then check those in on Untapped or something?
I will, yeah. Actually, my friend in high school was a co-founder of Untapped.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Right on.
yeah.
I used to try and check in my beers while here, and I stopped. It's too much.
That's
Yeah.
why I'm on a list, because
I
there's
started
also
taking
no
pictures.
cell service. So,
Yeah.
I guess if I want a rating, I'll put it in here.
That was me 2 years ago. I started taking pictures of the signs instead.
Yesterday I did take a picture of a sign over there. There was a brewery from Iowa, and they had a barrel-aged stout. Was also phenomenal. Better than the two they're raving about from Three Floyds.
Oh, wow. Outstanding. It's nice to find beers like that are unexpected, that, you hear something.
It
from
really
somebody,
surprised me, yeah.
Try this, and then you find one on your own.
I took a picture of that one. Polk County Stout Confluence.
Old County Stout. All right, cool.
That was really good.
We'll have to go and check it
Really,
out.
really good.
thank you very much
What's up?
for taking
Yes.
the time out of this to talk to us.
Sure.
Really appreciate it. You sure you don't want to say anything?
I'm good.
You sure? All right. Well, now I got you saying I'm good on the audio, so sorry, man. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. That's
Thank
all right.
you.
That's all right. And I will shake your hand as well. Thank you. Thank you. Seriously, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. What's been your favorite beer that you can think of right now so far?
So far,
Or brewery, yeah. What have you
I mean, I
enjoyed?
have a lot of favorites.
The Lost Abbey.
What from Lost
Wanted to
Lost
take a
Abbey's
picture,
good?
please? You know what I will say, and I don't know if this is mainstream or not, but what they're tapping right now at Firestone, the special one that they
The
have,
pistachio one?
I don't. It's like a stout, more of a 14%. I took it. It's delicious. I know it's more mainstream, but it surprised me. Also, Sierra in that realm as well too. The tiki torches. That was very
You
good.
had the tiki torch earlier, yeah.
Yep. I
Awesome.
guess I'm on the stout beer train right now. So.
What's up?
I was just saying, the heavier beers currently for me.
Oh yeah,
I'm enjoying.
stouts have been really great tonight. So
Even though it's 85 degrees out, but hey, hi.
But it's not
Fall.
85 in here.
I know, no, it's not. Hey.
Thank you guys for taking time to talk
Of
to us.
course, yeah.
Man, I can't believe all that stuff they said.
Agreed.
Now, just so you guys know, we didn't stop recording. We just inserted those interviews. I don't fully remember those interviews, but I do remember them being very good. And thank you to all the people who did take the time out of their time at the fest to come and talk to us. We appreciate it. Hopefully you took down the name of the podcast and you're listening to this now.
Well, we handed out stickers.
It's true, we did. Not they're the last people I don't think had stickers. Sorry, I'd open up a beer, and I'll talk about that. One of the beer that I'm opening up now before we're getting close to probably our break with those interviews. I don't know. That's the hard part about this.
I thought you rinsed your glass because we were going to share beers.
Yeah, I thought about that. And I said, "Fuck that! I'm going to drink this on my own."
All right.
I am doing the Dogfish Head Covered in Nugs American IPA, which is funny because I thought they presented it as a
pale ale.
ale. Yeah, didn't they? Right?
No, they said IPA.
Okay, guess I'm the idiot. Let's see, IPA. See if I can get
There's a description on the back of the can, too.
I can't read that.
Want
You
me to
know
read
that?
it?
Okay, please read it.
Okay. Classically dank, piney, and citrusy, covered in nugs, scratches every nook and cranny of that IPA itch. Experience notes of bright citrus and heady evergreens.
Oh, okay. Well, for their 2024 art series, of which includes Covered in Nugs, they asked their pals over at Methane Studios to flex their creative muscles and design their four seasonals. Based on that, Georgia, Robert, and Mark have been creating beautiful illustrations and print marking together since 1998. And what we've learned is that the picture on the can is also of the brewer who created this recipe.
Yeah, it
Who
was.
had been with Dogfish Head forever.
Yeah, it was a mashup. Well, he said it was a mashup between that and the old Yeti photos.
Yes.
Or Sasquatch.
Right.
In the forest. But yeah, I mean, cool artwork. That was a fantastic beer.
Yeah, it's really good. I was very happy with this beer. It reminds me of a very old school West Coast IPA type of beer here. Brandon, as you go and reach for your phone, I think you were probably going to look something up so I can keep stalling if that.
No, I was gonna. What I did want to bring up, because I feel like we're getting into that, is kind of just talking about some of the highlights of the fest. And
I was going to say that for the second half.
Yeah, no. I just wanted to make sure that I had it ready.
Sure.
But I am drinking the Sam Adams American Light Beer. So this is their take on a light beer. Jim Koch did a lot of talking about how he's wanted to get into the market of light beer, but it's just such it's a hard place to crack because there's so many of the larger breweries that are doing light beers and people are kind of set on their ways. But he knew that there was a growing passion for people who wanted light beer that was also craft. So they came up, I think he said they took a while to kind of think about this recipe, and they came up with American Light, and it does not disappoint. It is a clean, easy drinking beer. I'm trying to think of what's the closest macro brewery that this resembles.
I can't put my finger on that either, but I will say that as someone who has kind of switched over to maybe consistently drinking Coors Light, this is scratching that itch that I want from a light beer, and a craft light beer at that.
Yeah, it definitely will satisfy that. And I feel like this is a good beer for, your non-craft beer drinking friends. Like, it's not overly hoppy. It's not like kind of, there's nothing that punches you in the face. It's very, very easy to drink. Light body, light mouthfeel, and just super well done. So, I would not expect, anything less from Sam Adams to put something out that just wasn't, if they didn't like it, they wouldn't do it. So,
yeah, obviously. Well, not obviously, but you'd hope.
So this is out there now, and we've got it. And
you guys should go and try them. You guys try both these beers. Both of these beer ended up being very tasty. Like the last time we went, they had like a bunch of different things, so it was hard to like pinpoint stuff. But it was great because they let us take some cans with us.
Yeah,
very cool swag bag, and we also got a cookbook, the new Sam Adams cookbook.
We did.
Which is called... Let me grab it. I think it's called Our American Story.
Or Our American Cookbook?
It is called Our American Dream Cookbook.
Yeah.
And it's very cool. Favorite recipes and inspiring journeys of 80 culinary trailblazers from Sam Adams Brewing, The American Dream. So this is, I think, also available now. I'm not sure. But they were very kind enough to give us...
all a copy.
Yeah, everybody that was there. It was cool. We got to build our own media swag bag, and this already looks like a very cool. Jeez, this is a lot going on in this book already. I haven't even got a chance to go through it. But a friend of mine asked me, he's like, "Does all of these recipes include beer?" I'm like, "I don't think so." But yeah, looks very cool. Very excited to start cooking from this when I get home.
Yeah, and then we've talked about this before. Tony and I both enjoy cooking and either coming up with recipes or just doing recipes that look good. So both of us are excited to kind of pick out some of our favorite recipes in there and start making some food.
With that being said, I think now is a good time to take a little break, and we'll come on back and finish up the fest and all the stuff that we've done.
Alrighty.
We'll be right back. This is where you say, and we're back.
And we're back.
Welcome back, everybody. This is our Great American Beer Fest 2024 recap episode. Brandon, this has been a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, I agree. Like you had said earlier, it feels like a vacation mixed in with a beer fest.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been cool to hang out with you. It's always cool to hang out with you, but I mean, like, we got a chance to kind of hang out in Denver. We've got that still tonight after we do this, after we take a little nap, because it's been a long morning already. But yeah, let's get into, only because it's fresh in our minds, kind of want to get into some of the stuff that we had today.
Yeah.
And we also have 3 interviews with some breweries, some old friends, new friends, hopefully. Yeah. So we'll play those. But I wanted to talk about some of the beers that we tried today. Now, my goal today, because we didn't spend time doing it on any other day, was that I wanted to try a beer that I've never tried before, which was Pliny for President from Russian River.
Yes.
That was delicious. And then I tried Pliny the Elder afterward. I gotta say, kind of like Pliny for President a little bit more.
I would agree with you. I did not have the Elder today, but I did have the President, and that was fantastic. Very, very well done beer. So, I mean, you had both. What did you like better about?
Pliny for President was not as malty sweet. It was like a little more approachable, but it still had that nice.
I hear the table shaking.
Oh, am I shaking? Oh, geez, my bad. Pliny for President had more. I'm sorry, less of the sweet maltiness that is from Pliny the Elder. So it was a little more approachable and like, I don't know, maybe a little easier drinking, but still had that nice like hot punch that you'd expect from Pliny. I really want them to have Pliny the Younger one year. That'd be really cool.
It blows my mind that they haven't at this point.
No.
Because that's and it may all just coincide with the fact that it's not done until
it's earlier in the year, isn't it? When they do it.
Yeah, the release is always like first quarter, sometime I think February or March, and it's a big to do out there in California. People line up. People line up to get Pliny the Elder in the past, but yeah, the younger is the one that everyone kind of goes for. Still not. I don't think I've had it. So
I want to jump back real quick.
Yeah.
On our first night, excuse me, one of the beers that had stood out to me this entire time was from Loveland Ale Works, and it was their pickle sour beer that literally tasted like delicious carbonated pickle juice. That has been one of my favorite beers of the festival, and I just wanted to make sure that I got that out because it's pretty much all I've talked about. Another one that stood out over the weekend was the one that you had was Tiki Torches at Twilight from Sierra Nevada.
Yes.
The ale aged in rum and bourbon barrels with pineapple and coconut. That was really good. And I had the Trip in the Woods pecan pie barrel aged stout, and that was a little bit higher in the ABV. But I actually preferred the one that you had from them.
Yeah, and I did like the pickle beer too, but it kind of reminded me, last time we were here, Loveland had a beer that I really enjoyed. It was their Blackberry Lemon Bar.
Oh,
I remember I had that, and that was I think my second top one that I had that week. So it's nice to see that Loveland is back,
One of the other beers that we had yesterday was from Weldworks. I had the coconut Pappy Van Winkle 23, how do you pronounce it? Medianoche?
Yeah, Medianoche.
That was an Imperial Stout aged with coconuts, 41 months in 23-year-old Pappy Van Winkle Family Reserve bourbon barrels. I'm not going to talk shit about this beer. It just wasn't what I was expecting, especially from Weldworks. There was just something about it that I didn't really care about. Could be a little bit of play on my palate for the day. Mm-hmm. It didn't suck. I just was not fully into it. And I was really excited because, it's got Pappy Van Winkle Reserve barrel-aged barrels. So that was pretty good. But not something that I was like, oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah, because I remember last time we were at the fest, Medianoche was top for us. And we had
different variants.
Pretty much all the variants, and we were each one of those were fantastic. So I was a little surprised that you were not as thrilled with that one.
And you tried it and you thought it was okay.
Yeah,
right?
it was. I was all right.
One of the other things that we had was Weisetail's alcohol-free cocktails, and they're made here in Colorado. I tried the margarita one, and they use some type of flavor extract that it actually tastes like there's tequila in this, and it's zero alcohol.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that was. I love the taste of margaritas without the booze in it. Yeah. But to make a NA cocktail that actually tastes like a cocktail that has booze in it is pretty awesome. And it was delicious. I could easily sit there and drink a bunch of those.
Super well done. Yeah. Super well done.
It was very good. I think Mojito was the other one they had.
Yeah.
That one I didn't care for as much, but I will say that if this ever makes its way, or if this is the way NA mocktails are going, I'm pretty excited because I do like the way a cocktail tastes, and I don't need to necessarily have the booze in there for it.
Now, so there was a brewery that had a line, a very long line, and they had a series, I would say, of, I'll call them gimmicky beers.
You're talking about 903?
Yeah, 903. They had peanut butter cup. They had a painkiller slushy that they were doing. Bacon cinnamon roll stout. A couple other ones. And then what was it? It was a taco. Yeah.
What I had, the zesty taco.
Yeah, zesty taco. And so I had the peanut butter cup, and I felt like the flavor on it was just more artificial peanut butter than anything else. They used a bad extract or whatever they were doing to impart that flavor. I don't want to, I never want to crap on a brewery, but it was just kind of funny because we got those and then we went and did some other stuff and then ended up coming back and saw that there was just this massive,
it was incredibly
massive
long,
line.
yeah.
I was like, okay, maybe some of the other ones were good. Maybe we just got the two ones that were just kind of a miss.
Well, some of the other ones that stood out was the bacon cinnamon roll cream ale, the pineapple magic slushy, what the fudge stout, and then the Zesty Ranch Taco Cream Ale.
Yeah.
Like, when you see those things, you want to try something exciting. Sure, I'd wait in line for that too. We did. Just the line wasn't that long when we did it. I did the Zesty Ranch Taco Cream Ale. So I was like, how is this a thing?
Yeah.
It was a cream ale that I took a sip of that just gave me instant heartburn.
Yeah.
Because there's something spicy in there, and it makes it look like a Doritos Loco taco.
Yes.
Which I think
That
is what
was
they
the
were going
logo.
with. Yeah. I was just kind of bummed about it because it was like, if you're going to make it a Zesty Ranch Taco beer, like you're going to like commit to it.
Yeah.
Make it have some ranch flavor in there or something. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? But it would just ended up being like this. It was just spicy on the back end. I took a sip and I'm like, okay. And then I was like, and then there's heartburn. And I have not had heartburn all this fest. And
surprisingly.
Well, yeah. I've been pretty good. Even the jalapeno shot didn't give me heartburn. It just was a lot to be like, oh God, here's all the spicy tequila after a long day of drinking. I may have made a bad choice. I was just disappointed in it.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't try the other ones, but so sorry, 903 Brewing. It just wasn't my thing. It wasn't my thing for the day. I'm trying to think like some of the other random ones that I had tried that were really tasty. You had an
the affogato.
Yeah, a pale ale with avocado and cilantro.
Yeah.
Dude, that was smooth and creamy.
Oh yeah.
Like it was creamy and smooth like avocado. It was pretty great. Like I was actually really impressed with that beer, the way it turned out.
It turned out so well, and I was surprised because you got a hint of cilantro. I don't know if I was getting as much avocado, but I feel like that lended to the creaminess.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like it just kind of felt creamy.
Yeah,
in my mouth.
In my mouth.
Look, before we get into the beers for what we had today, I want to jump over to one of the interviews. All right, you know what? Let's do all three of the interviews that we had. We'll go here. We had a chance to talk to Matthew and Tim from Old Irving, and that would be from Friday night, which was a lot of fun to talk to those guys, kind of pull them aside. That's where we did most of the people walking around interviews as well. And then today, we then spoke to, do you remember his name from OMF Brewing?
Should have checked before we did.
Apologies, but you'll hear that. OMF here in Colorado. And then we got to meet up with Chris from Rheingeist out in Cincinnati.
Yep.
Who, if you remember, if you're a longtime listener, he has been on the show before. It was nice to catch up with him and talk about what Rheingeist has been doing. They are also doing a light lager that kind of sounds like and tastes like along the same lines of the Sam Adams light lager. It was very nice to talk to all of these guys and get a feel for how they were experiencing the weekend and what they had going on.
All right, so we're here at GABF with one of our old friends.
What's funny about Great American Beer Fest?
Nothing's funny about it. You may recognize that voice. It's our old friend Matthew Moldenhauer from Old Irving Brewing. Matthew, how are you?
Doing fantastic. It's a beautiful day.
It's actually nighttime, but it's okay.
Is it?
Dude, yeah, it's almost like 7 o'clock. That's nighttime for me. How's the it's 6:52, sorry. How's the fest been going for you?
Oh, this is amazing. We're in the Halloween section this year, and we have a ton of people that love us, and Tim got to build out our design set here, so we're having fun. We're all dressed up in kind of creepy Victorian clothes, and it's fun.
Did you get to choose to be in the Halloween section, or did they just put you here?
No, we got to choose.
Really?
Yeah. And
I was wondering, like, if breweries got to choose, or they're just like, this is where you're going.
Yeah, you had to list priority of which ones you wanted. Halloween was Trevor's number one, and then Trevor was supposed to be here, and then he's currently at the Dismember concert at Talia Hall tonight, so no Trevor.
Music takes priority over beer. Most of the time. All right, Tim's here. Tim, come here. Tim, you just...
I don't know you.
Yeah, you do. Don't lie. Tim, thanks for joining us again back on the Malting
Well,
Hour.
hello. How are you?
It's been a while. I think last time was the Krampus episode.
I believe that's correct.
How are you enjoying GABF this year?
It's really wonderful. I love the themed areas. It's a really fun new kind of gimmick on it. Hopefully brings more people in and just makes it more fun. I've loved seeing a bunch of guests coming in costume, and it makes it a lot more exciting.
Absolutely. You guys look very good. I mean, without the costume, you guys look very good. Let's be honest.
Well,
Two good-looking men.
Fair enough.
Maybe saying too much. Have you guys? How's the volume of like? I mean, I know it's Friday night when we're doing this interview, so there's still one more day to go. But how's the volume been as far as like, and like feedback been on the beers that you guys?
Yeah, feedback's been amazing.
Yeah, people have been loving Oktoberfest. Obviously, Beezer winning a World Beer Cup gold this year has been pulling in a lot of people, but especially our Oktoberfest. I think that extra lagering process, having a true Märzen that's lagered a little bit longer, we've had a lot of great feedback, even from local brewers. So,
which that always makes me happy, obviously. I will say, I don't know if it feels like there are less people here or if it's just spaced out well, but it feels a little calmer, for lack of a better word.
I agree. I was actually
than in years past.
In comparison to last night, today feels like there's way more people.
Yes,
but still not hard to like navigate and get through.
Yeah, which I think that means they're getting better at managing how it works.
Sure.
Versus less people.
After all these years, you think they would, they finally got it down how to manage all these people.
40 years later.
Yeah.
Well, people change, and as we know, since COVID, the people in public thing has shifted a little differently.
I'm actually surprised. I haven't seen anybody wearing a mask because, like, when I go grocery shopping, I see people wearing masks.
That's true.
I was like, this is the Halloween section. I've seen a lot of people wearing masks.
Okay, Matthew, we're done talking to you for the rest of the night. It is surprising though, right? But you're right. Like, since COVID, the aspect or the landscape of being in large crowds has definitely changed.
Yes.
But it's been a nice turnout, at least for today.
And I would say 100% of people I have met have been wonderfully nice, and it's been really fun in that respect.
How do you guys like the different sections? This is the first year, so you have the blast-off zone, you have this area in the Halloween zone, you have the pros for the Oktoberfest. What do you guys think of that?
There's also the game day area. I will say, from what I've gone through, so far my favorite has been the pro section, the Oktoberfest stuff. I mean, I tried a lot of German beers over there yesterday, and I'm looking forward to going back. But I do like that it's separated. The only thing is, I wish there was a little more lights by the beer signs so I could see what beers are being poured. You guys seem to be in a little bit of a better area because you have lights directly over you, which is nice. But directly across, I can't really see what it is. But that's a small complaint that I think could be adjusted for another time.
You're also blind, so that helps.
That is true. I am losing my vision.
Does it warm your heart, Brandon, that he now loves lagers?
Oh yeah, very much so.
I do love lagers. In fact, I was just telling Brandon, I tried a bunch of random beers since we've been here, especially today, and we were just outside while I was vaping. I was like, "This what kind of lackluster about this?" Maybe I'm grabbing the wrong beer, and I went back and as I said that, and every beer that I like the most has been a lager. That's pretty much it. I did have a pickle beer. I don't remember who from. I think it's in this area. It is a pickle beer that is 100% tastes like.
It was a pickle lager.
Fuck! I'm ruined.
I think it was a sour.
It was a sour. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A pickle lager would be interesting.
Fair enough.
But yeah, overall, yes, it has been lagers that I've enjoyed the most. So
you're a lager boy now.
I am. There was Brandon and I tried a coffee Vienna lager that sounds that hearing it doesn't sound like something I would enjoy, but it's just the right amount of coffee in there where it doesn't take away from a Vienna lager. It's just a little accent in the back. Also, I was a little tired when we came in because we did take that. Oh, that is in that section.
It wasn't all the Utopia that you were drinking?
I only had one Utopias this morning, okay? Mm-hmm. We're going to drink all the Utopias when we get back to the room, though. We're going to have a wild Friday night. I am very excited, though, for the awards. I was just telling Brandon, I am actually probably most excited for the awards because it is kind of fun to see all these breweries, win, especially local ones. Hope you guys get an award tomorrow, of course. Plus, I'm going to grab a breakfast burrito.
Speaking of which, what did you guys submit for the awards?
Yeah, so this year we did a lot of our mainstays. We did Beezer, Della, Doji, Sentinel, Deep Thoughts, and then for the first time ever, we've actually got, we did a small batch of Sona so that we could submit it for this, and then we actually got our Oktoberfest scheduled in time so that we still had the 3 months of lagering, but we're able to get it in time for the competition.
Oh, nice.
So seven beers.
That's the one I'm most excited about personally. I think I think our Oktoberfest, consistently year after year, we've gotten better at it with that beer specifically. We all love that beer, and I think that's one of the beers that we all kind of are personally attached to. Obviously, Oktoberfest is just one of the styles that I think everyone loves, including us.
Absolutely.
And I think this year is one of our best representations we've done, in my opinion.
Your Oktoberfest is delicious, but I will tell you this, me personally, I will be rooting for Doji because it is my favorite beer that you guys make.
Oh, trust me, Doji is literally a style that started with one of my beers. So I'm an old school IPL guy, now called cold IPAs, West Coast Pilsners,
Whatever the hell you want to call
through
it.
many different names.
Yeah.
But that is a style that I personally am a giant fan of and fought to get that style on board. And so I'm consistently hoping for the best for that beer.
I am glad you made that happen because that truly is like my favorite Old Irving beer, hands down. I love that beer very much. And it's a cool design. Super cool.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, our artist Jason did such a good job with that. It's ridiculous how good he did.
Have you now, before we end up wrapping stuff up with you guys, have there been any beers that you guys got a chance to walk around and try that maybe like stand out that you really liked?
Yeah, I mean, I hate to just be local, but
That's all right.
Revolution's Cafe D is just freaking, man. Revolution with their barrel-aged beers is just insane.
I didn't get to try as many beers here yet, but at the Rare Beer Fest yesterday, I got to try Lost Abbey's Duck Duck Goza.
Oh, that's a great beer.
Wild
years
how
ago
good
we
that
had
beer
that.
was.
Daniel Hip Hops, who I guess is still part of the show.
And Burns family, their 22% anniversary stout was silly how good that was.
That was really good. Rhino's anniversary stout from this past year, River North in Denver, is awesome. And then Figaro Mountain, their Davy Brown. If you just want a solid brown ale,
I do. I love brown ale. It's my favorite style.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to like actually checking out more of the festival tonight and seeing more of the beers here. Yesterday I only got like a brief hit, so
it's a tiny hit.
Yep.
So you've been sampling a lot of High Life.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that. All right, well, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. I know you guys are super slammed right now. A lot of people coming through.
Always have time for you.
Thanks. That's very nice. And we'll look forward to hanging out with you guys the rest of the time we're here. So, cool.
Hell yeah, guys. Thank you.
Brandon and I have been walking around, and we stopped at our mutual friend Brewing Company's booth. I will say this is the first booth that I did multiple tastings at, so that Brandon was like, dude, we should talk to them. So, what is your name,
Awesome.
sir?
My name is Jan Chikowski. I'm head brewer and co-owner of our mutual friend brewing company.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like we hit the jackpot just randomly.
Yeah.
Tell us a little about the brewery.
Yeah, we turned 12 in December. We're a 10-barrel brewery, brew about 1,100 barrels a year. We brew all styles of beer. We're kind of known for like mixed culture and stuff like that, but we make a lot of IPA. We make a lot of everything. We also focus on using as much local ingredients as possible. So we're big supporters of craft malt in Colorado and even some Colorado hops too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge thing of what we're from Chicago, so a lot of the Chicago guys try and use like Midwest malts as well.
Yeah, awesome.
I tried the Stingray Jesus #1.
Yes.
Awesome name.
Thank
and
you.
Even more awesome artwork.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about that beer because that was really tasty.
Yeah, that beer. It's named after like a meme from like a couple of years ago. You can Google it; it'll come up. But it's silly. But the beer, classic West Coast IPA. It's just pills, bag of dextrin, and then hopped with Luminosa Centennial and Rawaka.
Yeah, I know 2 of those hops.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
We're home brewers as well, but we haven't brewed beer for like a few years, so I kind of feel like I fell out of like knowing like what new hops are.
Totally. Yeah.
I'm trying to think, what else do I got here? Fuck, I hate being on the spot.
Our tap room's open
Thank you.
every day of the week, 11 to 10 o'clock. So anybody come by, we're always open kind of early so that people who are rolling through town or visiting can come by on their way in or way out. And yeah.
Well, since we are at Great American Beer Fest, what are your highlights so far of the weekend?
Oh, just honestly, it's just such an amazing thing that people still come from all over the country to Denver, and we get to see all our friends and drink all their great beer. We're so lucky here in Denver, being a Denver brewery, just to see everybody, and celebrate beer. It's an event that this is our 10th year pouring, and we always will pour and celebrate craft beer. Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for taking the time to talk
awesome.
to us.
Thank you
Nice
guys.
to meet you.
Yeah, cheers.
Great beer. We'll keep it out for you
awesome.
guys. Cheers.
Sweet.
Chris Shields joining us again from Ryan Guys. It's been a long time since we've talked to you. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you guys.
Thanks for taking a moment to talk
Absolutely.
to us. How have things been, man?
Things are good. It's exciting to be back out here in Denver at JBF.
How's the weekend been so far?
Great. It's been fun. I've been here since Monday, so
That's a long week.
It's been great. I'm excited to go home tomorrow. So
are we. We've only been here since Thursday, but we're also looking forward to it.
It's a marathon of sprints, I think.
What's new with Ryan Guys? Anything new?
Probably biggest thing for us has been Cincy Light, our light lager. It's about a year old. It's been blowing up. It's really great. NIL beer with the University of Cincinnati.
Awesome.
Cincy Reigns. So that's been really great, and just really trying to get creative and bring people out to the tap room.
That's great, man. I don't make my way out there much, but when I do, I will for sure. Like, you guys are a destination for me. So I've been trying to head out a little bit more on the road to take road trips, and you guys are on that list to go. I really want to stop by.
Yeah.
Just because you guys have been great. I still buy Truth. Truth is such a great IPA,
Nice, thank
man.
you.
It's still good. Glad you guys are still in Chicago. It's funny that you bring up the light lager because we were at the Boston Beer. Dogfish had brunch on Thursday morning? Yesterday. Friday. Jesus. It feels like today's Sunday. Friday morning, Sam Adams was there to do their light lager.
Yeah.
They were talking about it's tough to do a light lager in craft beer. How did you guys approach that?
Yeah, we've been making Cheetah, our American lager, for a good number of years now. So really, we just took what we learned from doing that, and also we like drinking light lager. So it was it was an exciting challenge for us. It's absolutely true. They're tough. There's nowhere to hide.
Yeah.
And so just shout out to our production team. Just really, one thing we did is we didn't try to hit any specific, exact calorie or carbs. It's about 115 calories. So,
Sure.
It's still pretty light,
Yeah.
but it's, I think if we were we needed to be 80 or we need to be 100, that constrains you a little bit, obviously. So we're sitting right at 4.2%, 115 calories, and we just want to make something that, no matter what your maybe former light lager of choice was, something that's really gonna work for that. And there's a lot of people, I think, that want to support craft and support local, but just aren't into craft beer.
Sure.
And that's okay.
Well, and also I feel like a lot of craft beer drinkers have kind of gotten to the point where it's today's actually the exception.
Yeah.
I've drank a lot of double IPAs today walking around. I was like, I'll try the barrel aged stuff. But I've been talking about with Brandon, what's been at my house lately has been I'm drinking a lot of Coors Light because there isn't a lot of light craft beers. But having a craft beer like yours, a light beer, you have regular customers that come in. I'm sure some of them will appreciate to be oh, good, there's a lighter option to what you guys already have. They might have something else, but they want to stick around maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Switch up to the light beer.
Right. We have a very big taproom space. We do a lot of events, weddings, and things, and having those options for people is also a big driver. But yeah, that's like I said, that's how a lot of us drink as well. I might have a Truth or a Sabretooth, but then I'm probably not gonna have 5 of those.
Right.
Certainly not on a Tuesday, but I can grab a Cincy Light and just kind of unwind that way. Or if I'm out tailgating or watching a game, screaming at the TV.
Sorry.
I scream less, I guess, with Cincy Light. I don't know.
That's good. Also, sorry.
Yeah. No, it's all right.
I like the Bengals.
Yeah.
As a Bears fan, I still like the Bengals.
Yeah.
I'm doing a little less screaming at the TV than maybe I think you guys are. And we've got it worse.
Yeah.
You guys will get there. You're fine.
Yeah, we're slow starters. We're slow starters.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You got a great team. Well, Chris, thanks a lot.
Yeah,
Thanks for taking
absolutely.
time to talk with us again, man.
Good to see you guys.
It'd be great to
Appreciate
have you
it.
guys on some other time. But congratulations and everything. And I can't wait to come check out the space.
Yeah, cheers. See you guys soon.
Take care. Take care, man. Thanks a lot, man.
Wait, can you believe all that stuff they said?
Crazy.
In all seriousness, thank you to everybody who took the time to speak to us. It was great. It was a lot of fun to meet new friends and talk to some old friends and hear what, on the brewer side or the industry side, how they enjoy GABF. I did want to hit on a couple more beers before we wrap things up here. This is, again, like I said, from today. One of my other favorite beers from today was from Goat Island Brewing. I had a Blood Orange Berliner Weiss.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that might be one of my favorite beers from the day, other than from OMF, the Stingray Jesus West Coast IPA, which was up there as well. It was very good, very tasty. I liked it a lot. I also got to try OMF's their smoked Helles Lager, which is also very, very tasty. What about some other beers that you had today that you enjoyed?
I enjoyed. Now it's like slipping. The Jesus beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was definitely good. I stopped by Pilot Brewing, and I had their Island Lager IPL. I enjoyed that. I didn't think I was gonna not like it, but Pilot Brewing is out of Charlotte, North Carolina. They had a couple of offerings there. I was thinking about going for the half of Bison originally, but the Island Lager sounded really good. So it was a hoppy lager, very well done, and super nice people over there too. Because we I think we were chatting with them for a minute or two, and I think that's kind of where I got the idea of maybe we should
start pulling people to we talk to them.
Another good one was from Morgan Territory. They won a gold, silver, and a bronze, I think. Everything that they were pouring was basically a medal winner this year. But I had the gold Hoptomic.
I was going to say, I have that one as well.
Double IPA. And that was
95 IBUs on that one.
8.5%. Again, beautifully done beer. As soon as I tried it, I was like, I can see why you won. But yeah, that was fantastic.
I will say another one that stood out was Sierra Nevada's Cherry Oak Manhattan Reserve.
Oh, yes.
Which is an aged in bourbon and bitter barrels with cherry. It tasted like a Manhattan.
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
What was the Dogfish that you had today that you hadn't had in a while?
Oh, I meant to write
it.
San Paulo. Oh, shit. Hold on, let me look this up. Let me look it up. Because it's one of my favorite beers from them, and they haven't had it in so long. I mean, they used to have it
in bottles.
Yeah. Let's see. I thought I had that real quick. Now I think I should have it. Nope. Give me one more. I think it's San Paulo something. Anyways, it's a fantastic beer, and I was really happy to see that they had it. Palo Santo Marron.
Yep.
And that is I think 12%, and it is an unfiltered, unfettered, unprecedented brown ale aged in handmade wooden barrel vessels, brewing vessels. Sorry. And I'm sure if there's a lot of old school Dogfish Head drinkers out there, you know what beer that I'm talking about. It's so good. The caramel and vanilla complexity unique to this beer comes from exotic Paraguayan Palo Santo wood, which these tanks were crafted. Palo Santo means holy tree, and its wood has been used in South American winemaking communities. 50 IBUs. It's 12%. And on Beer Advocate, it is a 93.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a great beer. I was happy to see that because it's been so long. We also had their which worldwide stout do we have from them?
Wait, what'd you say?
Which worldwide stout did we have from Dogfish?
Affogato.
That was great. You got the bitterness in there. There was definitely a bitterness.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great to be able to try some beers from the bigger craft breweries and then find some fun ones from the smaller craft breweries that maybe we just aren't familiar with.
Yeah, and I think today was the good day because that's where we found a lot of the stuff that we kind of enjoyed. So
I felt like Ice Cube because today was a good day.
Yeah, I agree. But again, really well done fest. Lines didn't feel terrible.
No,
there was times that we'd stand in lines, but it was nothing. You're not waiting more than 2 minutes or something like that because
even for WeldWorks.
Yeah, the volunteers they have and the brewers that were there present at almost all the booths, which was actually a great change because one of the things we said last time we were here, it was the Saturday session, and we wanted to go around and try and get some brewer interviews, and we noticed that like a lot of the breweries were missing their representatives, and it was just a lot of the volunteers pouring. But we got lucky with a lot of reps still, the few that we talked to. There was more that we would have liked to talk to, but it was, it's a long weekend, and
some of these guys have been here, men and women have been here since Monday.
Yeah. Yes, we found out with Chris from Rheingeist. Yeah. They had a long week, so we just wanted to get in, talk to some people, and try some fantastic beers today, which we did. We made it the most efficient as we could.
Also, we left out that we went to the award ceremony. Ones I can remember off the top of my head, shout out to Double Clutch, Moore Brewing, Green Star, and
one that shall not be named.
I'm thinking of something else. I wasn't trying to any of that. I thought there was somebody else that got an award, but everybody that from Illinois and Chicago that got awards, congratulations. Well done.
Yeah, and there was some, Wisconsin breweries. We noticed it was a very heavy West Coast presented fest.
Yeah.
And it was just by chance, a lot of these West Coast breweries, were just nailing it out of the park this year. And I think, who was brewer of the year? Was it 10 Barrel? Was that brewer of the year?
10 Barrel was one of them. It might be the brewer of the year.
Yeah, 10 Barrel knocked it out of the park.
I don't remember. We might be wrong.
Yeah, but they won a ton of awards.
Yeah.
So shout out to 10 Barrel, and then this was the first year that they did ciders.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Yeah, and Two Town Cider.
Two Town Cider won a bunch.
Yeah, and they won Cider Maker of the Year.
Cider, whatever.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Bentonville Brewing. I only say that because I was in Bentonville, Arkansas a year ago or 2 years ago. I got a chance to try their beers and talk to some people there. And they won an award, so that was very cool. So that's nice to see some of these breweries that you may have frequented or just visited one time to win an award, and that was awesome.
Yeah, because some of these, a lot of them were very small town breweries that you hear the name and I've never heard of that before, but it just goes to show you don't sleep on when you're traveling through small towns. If you wanting to stop for food or drink or whatever, check the pull up a map, look for local breweries, because there are breweries out there making fantastic beer that you need to try.
That's the fun thing about Google Maps is if you're plotting out a road trip, just type in search along the way and type in brewery, and there are a ton of breweries that will pop up, and it's a good way to make it a part of your trip, whether it's on your way there, on your way back, or just while you're in your destination.
Yeah.
Or at your destination.
Yep, agreed.
Other than that, man, I gotta say it's been a fantastic trip as always, man. I love doing this with you.
Cheers.
I'm glad we're very cheers. We're very grateful and very lucky to be able to do this each year, basically, when we get invited. So last year we didn't do it. That I think it's safe to say we're probably gonna come back next year.
Yeah.
And I look forward to all the other fests that we go to.
Yep. Yeah. So we got more coming up this year. We've got we still got to finish out. We'll have. Hopefully soon we'll have Raced Out on from the...
Digging in the checks bag. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm so hungry.
The Illinois Craft Brewers Guild. And we've got FOBAB coming up, which is always a fantastic event. So keep a lookout for that.
There's also some other winter beer fests that happen in Chicago that you and I don't go to. I'm going to try and go to them.
Okay.
If you can go with, cool. If not... I'll just give you a recap and we'll just drink some beers.
Sounds good.
All right. Brandon, I love you, man.
Love you too, man.
Colorado, we love you too.
Bye.
This has been The Malting Hour. Be sure to follow us on all social media by searching The Malting Hour and at themaltinghour.com. You can also follow us individually on social media. Brandon can be found on Instagram as BMDub81, on Twitter, BDub81, and on Untapped as BDubDrinksBeer. Tony can be found on Instagram and Untapped under Asa Phelps Chicago, on Twitter, The Asa Phelps Chicago. Clark can be found as Clarkowski on all three. Dan can be found on Instagram as hip__hops and hiphops on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, like, and rate the show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Until next time, cheers from all of us at The Malting Hour.